Okay, so we're making lamb seekh kebabs today. So I've got one small onion, I've got 6 green chilies, and I've got a centimetre of ginger that I've just cut off. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to just roughly chop these, and then we're just going to put it into the blender. So I'm just going to blend these. So just put the onions in. And then just putting the ginger in, and I've roughly chopped the green chilies, so I'm just going to add them in as well. So just put them in, and then we're just going to blend this. Okay, now that's blended, I'm just going to put that to the side, and then I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, so I have 2 tablespoons of coriander leaves, and I've just chopped them very finely. And I've also got 1 tablespoon of mint leaves, which are finely chopped. And then I'll tell you what the next step is. Okay, so I've got 1 pound lamb keema for the seekh kebabs. I've put the chopped coriander leaves in, and I've also put the chopped mint leaves in that I told you about at the start, and also the onion, green chilies, and the ginger that we grinded into a paste. I'm also going to add that in as well. So let me just open this up and get that added in. Once you have added that in, we're just going to add the dry masala and then mix all this up. Okay, so now we're ready to put the dry masala in. So the first step is we're going to put 1.5 teaspoon of salt. So that's 1. And then just less than a half, so maybe a quarter. So that's 1.25 salt. And then we're also going to add 1 tablespoon of red chili powder. I'm also going to add in half of garam powder, garam masala. I'm also going to add in 1 full teaspoon of crushed red chilies. Okay, we're also going to add in half a teaspoon of cumin powder. And then we're just going to mix that up. So I'll show you how we mix it. Okay, so we're just going to mix it all in. So just mix it. Just make sure you thoroughly mix it, get all that masala in the meat. Okay, now that it's thoroughly mixed in, if you feel as if your keema's not holding, then by all means put breadcrumbs in. But I think mine's fine at the moment. I don't think I need to add anything in. It's holding itself quite nicely. But if yours is loose, then definitely put either baking soda in. You can put breadcrumbs in. You can put gram flour in. It's entirely up to yourself. But at this point, I don't feel as if I need to add anything in. It's holding itself quite nicely and it's quite firm. So I'm just going to leave that to one side and let it marinate. We'll be making it in an air fryer, so I will show you the next step after 2 hours. Okay, so we're now going to make the lamb seekh kebabs in the air fryer. But the only problem is the only skewers that I have are these, and I've also got these, but they're too big for the air fryer. So I thought I'd improvise, and I thought I'd show you what I did so that they do fit in the air fryer. Okay, so what I've done is I bought these wooden skewers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them slightly shorter so that they do fit in the air fryer, and then I'll show you how I actually did it. So let's go. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I improvised so that the skewers fit in the air fryer, because the ones that I showed you before was too big for the air fryer, because air fryer is pretty small. That's the only disadvantage I would say regarding the air fryer. So what I've done is I've got 6 bamboo sticks, and I'm going to show you how I made it into little skewers so I can put the kebabs on so they fit in the air fryer. So what I've done is I've got 6 skewers, and all I'm going to do, even this is pretty big for the air fryer, so what I've done is I've shortened them. So what I've done is I've already cut one to size that will fit in the air fryer. I'm just going to measure it up. I'm just going to use a garden cutter, any garden cutter that you have, and I'm just going to cut it to size. Just like that. And I'm going to do that with all of them so that they all match up. So I'll show you again. So just get my garden cutter and then just cut it. And then do the same thing again. And then the same thing again. Once you have got the skewers to the size that you want, that will fit into the air fryer, what we're going to do, just level them up. Just going to get a piece of thread and then just thread this. Just like this, just to close them together. And then just break it off, and then just do the same on the other side. So I'll show you again. Just tighten them around. And that's all you have to do. So it's just going to look like that. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put some foil around it, and I'll show you how I do that as well. Okay, so I've got about 2 inches of foil, and all I'm going to do is just roll this up just to make a skewer. Once you've done that, you're just going to cut the ends off, and then I'll show you how to put the lamb kebabs onto it. That's all you have to do. Okay, so the lamb keema is now marinated, and what we're going to do is we're just going to wet our hands with a bit of water, or you can use oil. It's entirely up to yourself. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the skewers that we made, and I'm just going to get a bit of keema, just like a bit handful, and then we're just going to put it on the kebab there. And just flatten it out. Just make sure it's on. Okay, so you're just going to do it just like that. Do that with all the skewers, and I'll tell you when I'm finished. Okay, so the lamb kebabs, the lamb Seekh kebabs are on the Seekhs now, and we're going to put it in the air fryer, and then I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, so now we're going to put the Seekh kebabs in the air fryer. So I'm just going to open the air fryer up, and I'm just going to put them in one by one. Very gently. I have pre heated the air fryer for at least 3 minutes. So let's just put these in. We're just going to put in how much I can fit in. That one's a bit... Let's put that one in. And I'm just going to close this. Just going to put it on for 180 degrees. And I'm just going to put the temperature for... Let's put it on for 10 minutes and then we'll check it. So I'm just going to let that cook for 10 minutes and then I'll come back to open it up, turn it around and then put it in for another 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes and I'm just going to open the air fryer, turn the kebabs around and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of oil and then put it back in for another 5 minutes. So let's open this up. And then we'll just turn it around. So just be very careful because it is hot. Probably best to do it with the just turn it around. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to sprinkle some oil. Okay, so what I've done is I've put the kebabs in for 10 minutes and then after 10 minutes I've just opened them up, turned it around, put a little bit of oil on and then I'm just going to close it back up and put it for another 5 minutes and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like in 5 minutes. Okay, so the kebabs are now done. Just going to take one skewer out. Just close out for a moment. What I'm going to do is just take it off the skewer. And that's all you have to do. And that's just completely cooked all the way. Okay, so I've got the coal burning on one side. Because we're going to smoke the barbecue, so that's been on for like 15 minutes now. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes until the coal completely goes white, and then what we're going to do, we're going to smoke the kebabs and I'll show you how to do it. I have shown you this method before with the chicken kebabs, so I'm doing the same method again with the lamb kebabs. And on the other side I've got a sizzling plate which I've just put 1 tablespoon of oil. And I'm also going to add some onions to it. And then we're just going to fry them. Just gently fry. And then we're going to put the kebabs on top of there. So I'll show you once that's done. Okay, so the coal is now ready and the sizzling plate is now ready. We're just going to smoke the kebabs. I've got the kebabs there. And I'm just going to get the unpicker. And I'm going to smoke the kebabs there. So let's get... So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour a little bit of oil and I'm just going to put a bit more oil in. And I'm just going to smoke that for 2 minutes. If you like a stronger barbecue flavour then by all means leave it in longer, but I'm just going to leave it on 2 minutes just to give that barbecue flavour as if you did it on a barbecue. So I'm just going to let that smoke for 2 minutes. And then I'll come back to you to show you the sizzling plate. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes now, and I'm just going to lift the lid off, and then just going to move this to the side. Just going to put the kebabs on the sizzling plate. Just how much that I can fit. And that's what it looks like. Sizzling kebabs, ready to serve.